So, hello everyone, and welcome back to STW Sports. I'm host Samuel Wright, joined by Tranmere Rovers fan Ethan Hoijord. Well, Ethan, we're going to start with Tranmere Rovers' result yesterday, a 1-0 defeat to Scunthorpe United. Very disappointing from a Tranmere point of view. What did you make of it?
I didn't go, but from what I can tell, it's a bit like the performances that we put in so far this season. Really, not too much quality in defence and in attack. Really, up front we're looking very, in terms of our players at the moment, like the squad numbers and everything, we're looking very light, and that's certainly shown on the pitch. Really, because we don't have that much options to bring on or that much creativity on the pitch to play with. So, yeah, like I just thought that it's probably been what I sort of expected so far, to be honest, because we had 75% possession and we didn't have a shot on target. So it's, not great. And apparently we could have lost like 5-0 or something, which again, it just isn't great.
I mean, the alarming thing from a Tranmere point of view is 5 games in, only 1 goal scored, and that was on the opening day of the season in a 1-0 win over Warsaw. Obviously, very much might be missing the retired James Vaughan, but something that's certainly got to be addressed going forward. I'm sure you'll agree.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, this summer I think James. I don't want to badmouth him because I know he left for his own reasons and they're acceptable in their own right. But I just felt like he's probably added to our problems because it was already like you could see that we needed to sort of rebuild. So we've got like about 20 players out, and then we brought in like 12, and we still need those other players. And one of those other players is a striker. I mean, so far we've been looking at strikers like Mark McNulty, but that fell through. He used to play for Red, and I think he's gone to Dundee United now. I think he's on loan at Dundee United, I think. But he was one of the ones that we were looking at. And at the moment, it seems like we're going to sign Kevin Hoijord from MK.
Yeah, obviously quite an eventful transfer. And one incoming that certainly would have caught your eye was Callum McAllister. Obviously had that one performance in the FA Cup final against Manchester City many years ago, back in 2013. Obviously he scored your only goal this season as well. Is he an signing that excites you or not really at this moment in time?
That's hard to say, really, because I think that he has quality. I mean, he played and he's got a great track record, really. And he's one of those who's played at different levels. Like he's played in the Premier League. He won the FA Cup against Man City when they were and they still are really good. So yeah, he did that not too long ago, and he played in Australia as well last season. But so far, it hasn't quite clicked for him, really. But I mean, he is a great player. You can't really argue with that. But it's just about setting in. And I think if we do get that striker, if you put a winger, like a creative player like Callum McAllister next to a solid striker, then you should know what you're going to get from him.
And obviously Mickey Mellon left the club a couple of years ago after guarding your 2 back-to-back promotions and was quite unfortunate to not keep you up in League One due to obviously the pandemic cutting the season short. He's back now. Do you think he will have a similar impact this time round? It's just going to take a little bit of time, maybe?
Yeah, probably. I mean, in terms of the fan base, I mean, I struggle to find a fan that doesn't like him, really. He is one of those people that are well loved due to the success that he's had at the club. He's played for us, then he's managed us, so it's someone that we can get behind after obviously being managed by Keith Hill last year, and it didn't seem like he understood the fans as well as Mickey does. So we have at the club now a manager who understands the fans. It's just about getting that team going, really, and getting that bit of momentum, because I'm sure when everything is like when we've done the transfers that we want to do and we've got the team that we want to have, then we should be successful, I think, with Mickey as manager.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in terms of League Two in general, any teams that have caught your eye so far this season in League Two who you think, could be good contenders to win the league?
Not that we've played so far, but I think that you look at the likes of Bradford looking very good with Andy Cook, our former striker up front. Obviously, Forest Green put 6 past Crawley, and John Jens, the Crawley manager, I think that's his name. He was very complimentary of Forest Green's attacking players, and he said that he wouldn't be surprised if Forest Green put 6 or even possibly more against other teams in the league. So I think that you look at what probably the likes of Forest Green, Bradford. I'm sure there's a few others that I'm missing out on, but yeah, I think that from what we've played so far, there's none that I'd say for promotion. But yeah, there are quite a few good teams in this league this season to look out for.
I mean, obviously with Tranmere as well, whereabouts are you thinking your season's going to go from a Tranmere point of view? Do you think you will push for the playoffs or even automatics, or do you think it's going to be a bit of a slow build up the table?
It is definitely a slow build because I think that we're now 19th and we've obviously had a really not difficult in terms of who we've played, like I just said, but we've had not got the results that we want to, so we've had a slow start. But I think in terms of it's going to be a slow start, but I think if we get the players in, like if we get that Kieran Agard in before the window ends and he does really well, then I don't know how we're going to do really. But yeah, we just need to kick on, hopefully win against Hartlepool next Saturday and see where that takes us, because we do need a few good players in the next few days, and then to hopefully get a bit of momentum going before January, because what we like to do really at Tranmere is have a slow start of the season, then you get to January, you reassess it all, and then you go again really, and then that's what we've done with our past 2 promotions, so hopefully we can do that again and get 3.
I mean, obviously, like I say, with Hartlepool, they've had quite a good start to the season, to be fair. Are you worried about that game next week? Do you think it's going to be a bit of a test, or are you expecting maybe Tranmere to pull through?
I'm not worried about the game in terms of who we're playing. I think that we should probably get a point or 3 against Hartlepool. I don't think that they're one of the teams really. I haven't done much research into it, but I don't think that they are going to be up there at the end of the season, like in the top 5, really. But it's all about ourselves, really. And if we play like we did yesterday against Hartlepool, then yeah, I'll be worried. But it's just about.
All right, in terms of memories as a Tranmere fan as well, are there any that stand out for you in terms of memories from when you've been supporting them?
Yes, there's quite a few good and bad memories. I mean, if you just take a look at our previous seasons, very recently we've had 3 National League seasons. That 2018 promotion being the best game I've ever been to, really. When we beat Bournemouth at Wembley 2-1. That was just a great game and had absolutely everything. So that was definitely like the highest points. But and then the next season against Newport, we won 1-0 to go back up to League One. So that period, 2018, 2019, amazing 2 years. But if you look at the years previous to that, when we were getting relegated into the National League and they're getting relegated into League Two, just about the mid 2010s, they're what I look at as like the awful times, really.
Yeah, in terms of players, any standout players from Tranmere?
At the moment or all time, like that I've watched?
All time, I'd say, all time.
All time, yeah. In terms of like we've got loads of good legends. I'd say like John.
Oh, so like we lost you for a moment here, Ethan. Sorry, everyone. We're experiencing a very difficult connection here from Ethan's end. Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all good. No, don't worry. So I think that we have a good few legends, and if that Masters football was to come back, it'll be pretty good.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, sorry, we did miss the end of that, but never mind. The connection seemed to cut off briefly, but no problem. And and obviously we mentioned before the show about talking a little bit on the Premier League. Who for you standing out so far? From another point of view, we'll touch on Arsenal in a moment, who are really struggling. But obviously you've got the teams up there in the Premier League right now. Who are you expecting to be the champions come the end of the season?
To be honest with you, I'm not too sure who I'm expecting to be champions, but I think you look at the obvious 4, and then any of those could win it. Really, couldn't they? Like United with Ronaldo back, Chelsea with Lukaku, Liverpool and Man City, both great teams and both very successful teams of late. There's about 4 teams that I'd tip for like they could win the league. But yeah, I think it's a really exciting Premier League this season because you're looking at a few teams who are on a slight rebuild as well. as well as those teams who are doing really well. So I think it'll be a good year for the Premier League.
Yeah, in terms of the other end of the table, though, Arsenal, very much usually one of the great English clubs, but it's not going well for the Gunners right now. Bottom of the Premier League, humiliated 5-0 by Man City yesterday. What's your take on Arsenal from your point of view as a neutral? Is it sad to see after everything, all the success the club have had over the years, or do you think that it's kind of a long time coming, really, just for the way that the era under Wenger ended and obviously their pretty questionable treatment of Unai Emery? They now find themselves in this situation, and they've now found out the grass is not greener.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's upsetting to see, because I didn't really experience the success, really. I mean, they've won a few FA Cups in my lifetime, but they've never been really amazing. Because I can't really remember the Henry and Bergkamp era. I can just remember the last sort of 10 years. And obviously, I remember the 10 years ago yesterday was that Man United 8-2 game against Arsenal. So it's not really been great for them in my lifetime. But yeah, I think it is worrying for them at the moment. I mean, I think that they do have a good few players, but I don't think that the signings that they brought in are really good enough to take them to the next level. I mean, Ben White is a good player, but is he much better than the other defenders in the Premier League? Like, does he make them go to the next step? Not really. In terms of attacking players that they brought in, you've obviously got Odegaard from Real Madrid. I think that was, obviously he's 22, but he was there last season, and I don't think that he did too much then. So it's just about going to that next level now. I mean, and I don't really think that Arteta and the current players and the current squad that they have is really good enough to go to that next level. Because obviously you look at Aubameyang as well. Like, he's a shadow of the player that he once was, like a couple of seasons back. So yeah, it's worrying for them. But I think they'll finish around in the top 10, probably like 9-4 something. I don't think it's too worrying. I think it's worrying, but it's I think this sort of season will be about finishing in those sort of mid-table areas and trying to see how many positives that they can get from where they currently stand and then build on that. I think it'll be a long process to take them back to where they once was.
Yeah, definitely. And final question going to be asked about Tranmere Rovers. Whereabouts are you predicting to finish this season in League Two? An exact position, please.
Exact?
Yeah, an exact position. 1 to 24.
I'm going to go 8th, because I think that we have a good team, and I think that we're going to bring those signs in, but I think that we'll just probably finish just short of the playoffs, because I think that there's a good few teams that are better than us, really, and I think that our slow starts, which we're currently experiencing, will come back to haunt us.
Well, that's fair enough anyway, Ethan, but thank you very much for joining me today on STW Sports, and good luck to Tranmere Rovers for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much, mate. Thank you.